The iMac Pro came from makes these new leaks even more exciting. Back in 2017, Apple launched the original iMac Pro, and it was an absolute beast. That space gray finish, the 27-inch 5K display that made everything pop, and Intel Xeon power that pros loved for heavy creative work. It wasn't just a computer. It was a statement. But then in 2021, Apple quietly discontinued it as they moved everything to their own silicon chips. Ever since then, creators and professionals have been begging for a true pro-level all-in-one again. No more pairing a Mac Studio with a separate studio display and dealing with cables everywhere. People wanted that clean, powerful, one-piece design back. And guess what? Those wishes might finally be coming true because of one tiny piece of leaked code that Apple never meant for us to see. Here's where it gets really interesting. Reliable sources dug into Apple's own kernel debug kit files, the stuff their engineers use internally, and they found references to a new iMac model with the identifier J833C running on platform H17C. That platform is directly tied to the codename Sotra C, which lines up perfectly with the M5 Max chip. This isn't some random rumor from a sketchy Twitter account. This is straight from Apple's own testing files. And the fact that Max chips almost always go into pro-level machines tells us loud and clear, Apple is reviving the iMac Pro name for 2026. Now, you might be thinking, okay, it's just a chip upgrade. But hold on, because the whispers around this machine go way beyond that. Multiple supply chain reports and old analyst predictions from Ming-Chi Kuo and Mark Gurman have been pointing to something much bigger. A massive screen upgrade that could finally bring back that larger Pro display pros have missed for years. Picture this. Instead of the current 24-inch iMac, we're talking about a rumored 32-inch mini LED display with up to 6K resolution. That's not just bigger. It's a total game changer for color accuracy, brightness, and contrast. Mini LED tech means thousands of tiny LEDs behind the screen for perfect blacks, HDR that pops like crazy, and brightness levels that crush any regular LCD. Imagine color grading your next blockbuster project or rendering complex 3D scenes with zero lag. The screen alone could make this worth the upgrade. And because it's mini LED, we're expecting promotion technology too. Possibly 120Hz refresh rates for buttery smooth scrolling and animations. Nano textured glass option? Probably coming back from the MacBook Pro lineup. This isn't speculation anymore. The leaks are stacking up. And if Apple follows the pattern they used with the original iMac Pro, this display is going to be the centerpiece that makes every other all-in-one look cheap. But the real star of the show is that M5 Max chip. And let me tell you why it's going to feel like a supercomputer in a beautiful package. Building on what we already know from the M5 Pro and M5 Max MacBook Pros that launched earlier this year, this desktop version gets even more room to breathe with better cooling. We're talking a CPU with the world's fastest single-core performance, a GPU that could hit 40 cores or more, and unified memory bandwidth that's through the roof. Apple Intelligence features are going to be next level here. Local AI processing for video upscaling, automatic transcription, image generation, and even real-time 3D modeling assistance right on your desktop. Pros who edit 8K ProRes RAW footage or run massive Photoshop files with hundreds of layers are going to feel the difference instantly. No more exporting overnight. This thing could crush it in real time. And compared to the current M4 iMac, we're looking at potentially double the multi-core performance and 4 times the AI speed. Stick with me because when we get to the benchmark comparisons later, the numbers are going to make you rethink your entire setup. Now let's talk design because Apple isn't just slapping a new chip in an old body. The leaks suggest a fresh look that screams premium. Space black finish is almost certainly coming back. That deep, sophisticated color that looks incredible under studio lights. The chin is rumored to be even thinner, the overall profile sleeker, and the stand might get some new adjustments for perfect ergonomics. Ports? Expect Thunderbolt 5 for crazy fast external drives and displays, multiple USB-C, and maybe even an SD card slot for photographers. Wi-Fi 7 and Bluetooth 6 built in for future-proof connectivity. No fan noise issues either. The larger chassis means better thermals, so it stays whisper quiet even under heavy load. This is the machine creative agencies, video editors, 3D artists, and music producers have been dreaming about, one device that looks like art but performs like a workstation. You might be wondering how it stacks up against the Mac Studio or even the new MacBook Pro M5 Max. Great question, and the leaks give us some clear answers. The Mac Studio is still the raw power king if you need Mac